Sci-fi, sci-fi, sci-fi. I cannot tell you how big of a sci-fi kick I'm on right now, guys. I know everybody's reading YA and dystopian and all of that stuff, but come on, guys. Classic 70s sci-fi, right? So here's the premise of this video. Everybody's liking The Martian, right? It's a great book. It's exciting, it's in space, there's adrenaline, there's like life and death situation. Guess what? This is not the only book that delivers this kind of material. Turns out there's a whole genre. So we're going to explore the genre a little, and I'm going to give a few suggestions for books you should read if you like The Martian or if you like movies like Interstellar, Oblivion. Guys, these stories are great and therefore you should look into them more often. Okay. First, we're going to go into one I've already mentioned a few times in some of my videos, but I have to mention it again because it's super good. If you liked The Edge of Tomorrow, read the actual book. This is All You Need Is Kill by Hiroshi Sakurazaka. And this book is very good, and it's also extremely different from the movie. First of all, not Tom Cruise, teenage Japanese boy. Second of all, they're in full, like, robot suits. Like, you can't see their faces. They're in a robot. They're in mini mechs, which is awesome. Also, Rita's mech is blood red, so she is spanking in that suit, okay? And so the relationship between the main character Kaiji and Rita is completely different. It's completely different. Go figure, he's a teenager. It's definitely a super fun read. It's a super quick read. It's 190 pages, guys. You can definitely read this one and super enjoy it. If you like The Martian, read this one. Definitely. Yes. Next, I would suggest The Forever War by Joe Haldeman. So this book is all about the idea of relativity and the fact that when ships are going at light speed, they experience time differently than on Earth. So these soldiers are going out to war, and on Earth time, they're basically living for thousands of years because they keep going from one fight to the next. That's why it's called the Forever War. So you follow this soldier, and he falls in love with this other soldier, and he and her are separated, and so they don't know if they'll ever see each other again because relativity, light years of distance, who knows what's going to happen. So they're really, really exciting books because you have the warfare element, you have the humanity element because you get to hear how Earth is changing over those thousands of years, you have the relationship element. Guys, sci-fi has everything. It's not just technology and math and space, even though those are all really, really good things. There are a lot of other elements that you can like too, just like you liked The Martian. Next, I definitely have to suggest an Isaac Asimov book because Isaac Asimov is one of the almighty sci-fi writers. So I would suggest you either read I, Robot or one called The Caves of Steel. So I, Robot is a series of short stories that is like loosely linked. They're very, very good. Once again, not very much like the movie, pretty much at all except for namesake. They're short stories and they're really, really fun. They have a lot of the science elements to it and what is possible, what isn't. If you don't like short stories as much and don't want to read I, Robot, try The Caves of Steel. It's the first in the Robot series, and it's a detective story. A human and his robot sidekick solve crimes. You know, Sherlock and Watson, but the Watson's a robot. Pretty fun read. There are a couple books in the series. I haven't read them all yet, but I'm gonna get through them because Isaac Asimov is awesome. So you should check him out. Next, if you want to reach the epitome of nerd sci-fi reads, then you have to read the epic Dune. Moment of silence. Dune is not for the faint at heart or for people new at sci-fi. It's completely other than Earth. It's set on a different world with different people and creatures and motivations. The social commentary and ties to religion is actually extremely interesting, so if you read it, definitely look out for that. I saw some definite ties to Christianity and Islam, which I was not expecting, but delighted to see, to be honest. It's very long, so keep that in mind, but if you want to be the epitome of nerd, this one is your ticket. Last, I would suggest you Android's Dream of Electric Sheep. This is actually a shorter one, so it won't take you very long to get through. It's actually the story that Blade Runner the film was based on. It's another detective story. He has to find so there are these androids that are very human looking, and he has to find them because they've escaped and they're blending in with normal society, and it has a test that tests whether you're human or robot, which is very quintessentially sci-fi. So definitely check that one out and watch that movie. So other than that, if you really want to get into sci-fi and you want to like get into this genre because it's beautiful and huge, some authors that I would suggest are obviously the classics: H.G. Wells, Jules Verne, and then go into some of the others. The ones I listed: Joe Haldeman, Isaac Asimov, Robert Heinlein, and then some of them that I haven't listed yet: Arthur C. Clarke, William Gibson, Ray Bradbury, Orson Scott Card, Douglas Adams. There's so many sci-fis out there. Some of them mix romance, some of them mix religion and culture, some of them are exciting, some of them are a little bit slower, some of them are more methodical or theoretical. There are so many different kinds of sci-fis out there that I'm sure you can find one that you like. Give it a chance, give it a read. If you don't like the first one, try another one. I love sci-fi. I hope you can too. If you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for coming. Let me know what sci-fis you like and let me know which authors I missed. I know I missed a ton. Thank you so much for coming. See you next time.